Hello, hello, hello. So I've just emerged from Ciudad Lodge, where I've just spent 3 days basically doing absolutely nothing in nature, and it's been oh so glorious, glorious, glorious. But on my emergence, I've suddenly, having done nothing, having basically, I've made a few videos and that was kind of fun, but that was about the most doing-y kind of thing I've done, and emerging from it, I've now, just in a flurry of inspiration, figured out what I'm going to be up to for Lent, the period up until Easter. I've decided that, in line with the Ethiopian guys, I'm going to try a bit of minimalism for Lent. So here's how it's going to look. The general theme of this Lent is that I'm going to be minimizing inputs and crap to maximize my mojo, to keep me feeling as fresh as possible, so that I can do some cool stuff that I am really excited for. So on the concept of minimalism, what I'm cutting out, to be honest, I was vaguely cut this out most of the time anyway. In terms of reading, I don't do this anyway, but TV, film, social media, but in terms of reading, only no articles or YouTube videos or anything like that. Only gonna read Dogen and Alexander, so these are like two hefty chunky texts on Alexander technique and Zen. So that'll be cool. Next is no stimulants for this period. The only drug I'm going to take is phenibut, which is legal, by the way. It's basically the opposite of caffeine, and I find the only drug that I've taken which actually I think I can just do it every week, and it seems to improve my life. It chills me out. So stick with that. In terms of food, I decided that I want to see what it's like to be a bit lighter. I found that as I've got lighter, my sitting has improved a bit, especially by being able to get into a better full lotus posture. But it's still not I feel like my leg muscles get in the way. So I want to see what it's like to drop down to another 3 or 4 kilos. So I'm going to see what it's like to be about 77 kilos. So with that in mind, I'm just going to do 2 fasting days per week. It's almost like a classic cliche 5-2 diet in some ways. So two days a week where I'm just going to have one big meal around 5 p.m. and I have one meal of just over 1,000 calories around 5 p.m., 5-6 p.m. I have one day where I'm having close to 2,000 calories, and then the rest I'll have 3,800 calories. So overall it's be on average about 2,700 calories a day, which should be a sizable deficit given how active I am. So I'll do this for 6 weeks, and I reckon that should do the trick. In terms of, I'm gonna cook all my food basically in one go, in one bulk thing. My meals would be on the fasting days just after 5 p.m. and on the non-fasting days 12 and at midday and after 5 p.m. I've actually found that, I know this might sound a bit strict and crazy, but I've actually found that simplifying my diet like this and just pre-preparing all my meals, I actually quite like it. I find it just means that I'm just bothering less about food, thinking less about food, preparing food less, still make really tasty meals. I just find for periods when I'm actually cutting weight, doing a more rigid approach is fine, especially as I'm completely over the idea of I'm being restrictive. It's fine, cutting is a restrictive period. Okay, next prong is cutting out just too much screen time and inside time. You're spending at least half an hour a day outside. I've decided usually what I do is I wake up in the morning, I'd spend an hour doing my stuff, my work stuff, my own personal projects, but I do use by the computer. I spend my whole working life by the computer, so I think it's too much. It hurts my eyes and stuff. So I'm going to spend my mornings outside instead, see what that's like. Spend at least half an hour a day in nature. So I found since coming here that in nature I just feel so much better. So this ties in nicely with what I want to be achieving. Well, I want to be like practicing. Achieving is not the right word in this period, which is presenting and doing my video kind of stuff. I've got a talk in a couple of weeks on minimalism, and I just want that to be wonderful. And I see myself in the future, this video thing growing. So I'm going to be practicing doing my videoing outside. Which could, I suppose, bring me on to my general morning routine. I'm going to stick with my morning routine, which is what I've been doing for the last like 3 months, and which I've really enjoyed, which is wake up like 5:30 to 6 a.m. Straight away have a 5-minute cold shower, have my like a little drink with, which is apple cider vinegar mixed with some lemon and ginger and a bit of hot water, which is lovely. Then I'd do 45 minutes meditation, and then do like 400-500 words in the diary, and then go off and do my thing until I go to work. What else we got here? So that's my morning routine. On topic of sitting and meditation, I'm going to be sticking to what I've been doing since December, which is ensuring that I, on average, meditate at least an hour and a half a day. I just found with meditation, the more I do it, the more time I feel like I have, the more stuff I get done, weirdly. It's really a more is more kind of thing, so I'll stick with that. What else we got here? Yeah. So during my lunch breaks, so I'm doing my PT course, level 3. So when I'm exercising, I go to the gym like 3 times a week to lift weights. I'm going to be focusing on more towards bodyweight exercises, so I'll be mixing up squats, pistol squats, single leg Romanian deadlifts. I'm going to be practicing in the direction of being able to do a 1-arm pull-up, and I'm also doing handstand push-ups. I won't bore you with the details, or bore myself with the details how this is going to look, but I'm going to be doing 3 of those exercises 3 days a week, and then that will take me about 25 minutes to half an hour, and then I'll spend the other half an hour just doing stuff for my PT course, and then I will have finished that PT course level 3 by Lent. I mean, easily. It's an easy course, very easy to become a PT. And then my other lunch breaks, I'll probably spend 1 day a week. I've decided I'm going to learn how to ride a scooter. Sorry, Mum. Because riding a scooter is definitely the most fun thing in the world. I've always found when I've been travelling, times when I ride a scooter is so much fun. So that's 1 day a week. And that's it. So yeah, I guess the pillars here, the things I'm actually doing, are my PT course, motorbiking, learning, practicing videoing, and cutting some weight. In my evening time, I will be not fucking around with depleting stuff, but doing the fun stuff that I do. No screen time. I'll be doing qigong sometimes, meditation, dancing, seeing friends, maybe, probably not that much. Yeah, but doing stuff that like gives me energy rather than sucks it away. So while I've got a lot of stuff that I'm doing here, what's more important is the stuff that I'm not doing. It's the time that I'm spending in my body. I mean, I've just totted it up. I mean, I'm going to be spending at least 3 hours doing meditation or exercise related stuff, and then an extra bit in nature. So, and that's on a work day as well. So on weekend days, I'll be, I'm going to be really prioritizing going to nature and doing stuff like that. So exciting times ahead. I'm so happy that I seem to have reached a spot where, like, basically all my free time I'm just doing stuff that I actually enjoy, and so little time like doing to-do lists and all that kind of crap. I'm in a really good place. Got my mojo back. Looking forward to a wicked Lent. Cool.